So keep in mind, the fallen prince, their God, the prince of this earth, the fallen prince, before he fell, he was unfallen. He had at one time spiritual freedom on this world. After he rebelled, there was a seal that was put upon this world. Okay, I've talked about this before. This is the seal that they're showing. That's the seal. I know the camera ain't focusing, but that is that tetrahedron. And that's going to relate back to circumscribed tetrahedral geometry. It is the terrestrial energy physical law which is governing his entrance into our time-space realm. It's highly complicated, but let me just simply say this. There is a seal upon our world that has been barring his specific entrance in freedom. It's been cut off. His free will has been cut off, not the humans of the earth. When these Anunnaki, these fallen sons of God, who are human, they're a human descendancy. You've seen that. They're a people. In the book of Enoch, they're a people. We've showed it. They're a people of the north. These are just the survivors now, the descendancy of them. And they've been living generation and generation, following in their father's footsteps. Well, because, like I said, they have free will. Well, the second they channeled the Antichrist spirit, they don't have free will any longer. They're possessed. And then they have incurred the seal that the Antichrist has. So now they themselves are sealed. They voluntarily choose this seal to, as in a sense saying they're choosing the power, the illumination of the Antichrist over their freedom to roam the earth. They say that it's better to be illuminated, and then they'll just create their own realm, stay separate. That's the division, that's the separation, that's the fractal. And they're choosing that on purpose because they believe the benefit of the channeled Antichrist spirit, the illumination, is where it's at. They're believing in a spiritual goal. They've just been deceived in what the nature of the spiritual goal is. And it's not self-aggrandizement. It's the respect and worship of the Father that's given us all life. And it's been introverted by the ego of this fallen prince. And now he passes his spirit as the ego to those that believe themselves as gods. Now they've incurred the very same seal and limit upon this world, which means that's why they need your free will to invite them here. And that's what the whole game is all about here. So when I'm talking about these crafts, let's look at this here. The crafts that you're seeing that have been seen for a very long time, they're material crafts. The material solid crafts are man-made and re-engineered crafts. These re-engineered crafts are only being re-engineered from earlier man-made crafts. Earlier man-made crafts where in the past they had given this technology to their daughter sons, who became the surface dweller humans eventually, of which we have begun to describe in connection with the Ephraimites, which now ends up flowing into false Israel, English Freemasonry, English Ephraimim. So the man-made solid crafts, you want to call them UFOs, but they're just older, more surviving, re-engineered crafts that men had made in the past when they were in contact with this technology that's been taken away from the earth. So the material solid crafts are still man-made. Now the orbs that we're seeing and that I'm filming are controlled by both. It's both men of this earth that have learned to project or astral project their consciousness into a matter vessel. If they were not projected into a matter vessel, they could not navigate or route through a four-dimensional time-space realm. They could not be seen in a four-dimensional time-space realm. So they are projecting their consciousness within this plasma-like creation. They actually aren't really projecting it into a plasma. They're actually converting it into a plasma, if you will. It takes that form. But the other, as I say both, the other orbs are still projections of these beings that are separate from us and have to maintain separateness. So when they're projecting their consciousness, it's not their full consciousness. It's just a view of their consciousness. So it doesn't have the ascended Antichrist spirit within the orb. He's still barred from this world. It's just their consciousness viewing around the world.